to Creative Writing Advice with me, JJ Barnes. If you don't know me, my name's JJ. I am the author of How to Write a Story. That's out now on Amazon. I'm over here on YouTube bringing you videos covering topics such as writing, techniques, story structure, characterization, things that will hopefully make you feel ready and able to bring the story out into the world that you've always wanted to. So today I'm going to be talking about how to write an interesting villain, because the villain of your story is as important as the good guy. Now, in theory, this is the protagonist, the good guy, and the antagonist, the villain, but that's not always the case, because an antagonist doesn't have to be villainous. But for this video, I am specifically talking about characters who literally are villainous. So a villain, we'll talk about what that character is first. A villain is somebody who is motivated to do bad. An antagonist isn't necessarily. They could just want something that is a pain for your protagonist. This could be wanting the same boyfriend, something like that. That's not villainous. That is just an antagonist. A villain actively is in pursuit of harm for others. This could be somebody who wants to murder people. Excellent villain. It could be somebody who wants to take over the world, start a war, invade another planet, destroy our infrastructure, but it's bad. They want to do something villainous. So it's very easy to write a villain who just wants to destroy the world. Just, you know what? I want to blow up the planet because of reasons. It gives your protagonist something to do. It gives high stakes to your story. Everybody can get on board with what's going on. The problem with a villain who is just purely, I will do this bad thing. They're flat, they're boring, they're unbelievable, because nobody is just one thing. Nobody's a robot driven just to do evil things. Like, even the most evil people in history have had something else in their lives. They've had other things that are going on with them. They might not be sympathetic people, and they might still be pure evil to their core. But they still have lives. They are still there living things they care about, things they want, things they're driven by. And if you ignore that, if you ignore all of that about your villain, they're dull. They're bland. They're like a prop. And none of your characters should be a prop. All of your characters should be a character. So if your protagonist is interesting and motivated and driven and has all sorts of things going on, but the antagonist, the villain, is just a chess piece that just gets moved here to do bad things, and that's it. It's one-sided, and you need a really good balance between the protagonist and the antagonist to make it a good match, to make that conflict fascinating. And a really important thing to remember, and I might have talked about this before, but it's something that I think is a good thing to carry in you when you are trying to write a really good villain. Monsters, right? When we're children, we are frightened of monsters because it's the idea of something big and scary. As an adult, you're not frightened of monsters anymore because you know that monsters aren't real. Monsters aren't there, they can't hurt you. As an adult, what you are frightened of is other people, because other people are here with us all the time. You look out of your window, there are people. You walk through town, there are people. You go to bed at night, there are people out there who might come and hurt you. Monsters aren't scary. Humans are scary. So if you write a character who is just basically a monster, they won't scare anyone. If you want to scare your audience with a villain who is truly dangerous and truly dastardly, remember, humans are what are frightening, not monsters. So give them humanity. Now, it can be humanity that perhaps is an ember of goodness that they choose to ignore, or it could be humanity just in their vulnerabilities and their fears and angers, but they should still be a human person. And that way, your audience will be like, yeah, this person could be real. This person could exist and they could hurt me. And that's frightening. So what you need to think about when you're creating your villain, okay? I'm going to use for an example Hannibal Lecter from The Silence of the Lambs, because that is a fascinating villain. Because yes, he is completely villainous, and you have no doubt at any point in that story that could this guy be a good guy? No, of course he's not a good guy. He eats people. He cuts policemen faces off. Like, he's obviously a villain. bad guy, driven to villainy, commits crime, willingly, understandingly, knowingly hurts people and wants to. But his humanity is there all the time. He's artistic, he likes to draw. He has passion and interest in things that aren't villainy. He is a human being with a talent for art and he loves to do it. Makes him human. Look at his relationship with Clarice. She talks in Silence the Lambs about how she feels safe with him and he wouldn't hurt her. It would be disrespectful. Nobody should feel safe with Hannibal Lecter, but Clarice does because of how he communicates with her, because he shows her that he cares about her. That relationship that he has with Clarice humanizes him. It also makes him more dangerous and scary, because if he can care about someone and not want to hurt them, that means when he chooses to, he really knows what he's doing and he's making an active choice to be dangerous. It's not a lack of understanding. It's not that he is some sort of monster who doesn't get what's going on or can't connect or can't relate to other human beings. He completely can, because he cares about Clarice. So when he chooses to hurt other people, he is fully aware of what he is doing. And that is frightening. And the way he reacts to Clarice, the way he protects her and defends her, he makes kill himself because he throws, at her. He's protective. It makes him real. So you need to do that with your own characters. Give them something that they care about. Your villain is caring about things more than crime. He has to be. He has to have food that he likes to eat. He has to have movies he likes to watch, books he likes to read, colours he prefers. He'll have a season he likes best. He'll have a birthday that when he was a kid would be celebrated, maybe in a horrible way because obviously childhood trauma and stuff, but he had birthdays growing up. He had things that he wanted, toys he liked to play with. Can be a complete, dangerous, twisted, warped person. Still had a life and experiences that have shaped him. So bring that, give them backstory, give them passions and interests. They might ignore, they might not indulge. The art that Lecter does isn't made a massive deal of, but it is able to be used as a punishment, which means it's a vulnerability for him. So give your villains a vulnerability, give them things they care about, have them have interactions and relationships with other characters. Could be negative, but still human interactions. By developing that character, by giving them a personality, by giving them passions, interests, things that they know, love, want, dream of, hope, making them as motivated, deep, interesting as your protagonist. You make them more scary, more interesting. They are a better contribution to the movement of your story. And then look at what it is they want. So we know why Hannibal Lecter wants to eat people. He is a cannibal. He likes eating people, and it's fine. You don't really need to, as a person who doesn't want to eat people, understand why, but you get it. We all like food, we all like to eat, so the idea of there being a thing you like to eat, it makes sense. You might not get why eating people, but you get the desire and the drive to eat. When you have a problem with a villain is when they do want to do something that doesn't seem to make any sense. If your character, if your villain is driven to do something that makes no sense at all, for instance, blow up the world, they live on it. Why would they want to do that? Why would they want to destroy the place that they live to? You have to give them a reason. Either they have a spaceship they're going to move to and they'll be paid lots of money by alien overlords to blow up the world. Strange, but a possible motivation. Or give them something motivated to do that makes sense. If you can't understand, if nobody can understand why it matters, this villainous thing they are driven to do, why it matters to them, what they get out of it, what they accomplish, nobody will buy that they want to do it. It will feel like they are just a prop piece put in position for your protagonist to bounce off. It's not interesting. Don't do that. Give them something they want, something they care about, make it clear why they want it, and give them humanity, vulnerabilities, things that matter to them, things that they are worried about, scared of, driven by. And that is how you will create an interesting villain that will be a really important and good part of your story and not just a flat prop that gets moved about. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been interesting to you. Please drop me a comment with the favourite villains from the stories you love. Who is your favourite villain and why? Because we can look at more of them together. We can look at why certain villains work, what is done with them to make them a particularly good villain. And then we can grow those ideas. And it'll be a really good idea, I think, to share our favourites, because I'm interested. I like to know, because stories matter to me. I bring out a video every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9:30 in the morning. So if you subscribe to this channel and put the little dinger bell on, it will tell you when they're out. And I really appreciate you watching it. It's lovely. I love that. Thank you. If you go to my website, which is jjbarnes.co.uk, over there you'll find links to all my work, my books, my film and TV work, my writing advice blog, all my social media, so you can come and say hi. And yeah, I'll see you there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back again soon. Bye.